Testing, testing, 1, 2. Boy, I know it's been 525,600 minutes since I've made a YouTube video, but I'm back. I'm back. Story time. You know I love a story. But honestly, guys, the last time I posted a YouTube video was probably in August. It was probably early August. And that was after I did like the whole week of videos. After I reached 400 subscribers, I decided that I was going to do a whole week worth of content. And in all honesty, after I finished, I felt really drained, because you know that YouTube take a lot of effort. I felt really drained, and I said, okay, I want to recalibrate and take maybe a 2-week break. And then after that 2 weeks, I decided to start studying again for this Chinese exam that I'm going to be doing next year. So I started to study, and then my mindset was like in that. And so when I actually felt like I wanted to make content, it never feel genuine. And if it's one thing with me, I don't love to do things and it be lackluster or subpar. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to give myself a break until I feel the alignment to go back to YouTube, because I want to be able to create content that feels good to me, and that, when I'm editing, I say, Lord, what this me really gonna show people. I understand, say consistency is very important, but when you want to put out a certain caliber of work, but I understand as well sometimes, you can't overthink it too much, and I say, you know what, I'm ready, I'm going back to YouTube. You can probably see that the space look a bit different. So during my break as well, I decided that I'm going to be moving. I moved into my own apartment. Yay! Inserts clip here. I moved into my own apartment, and it's a vibe. I really like it so far. It's chill, I'm good to go. Video of the apartment coming soon. I'm currently working on it, trying to give it that, that roomy buzz, that little splash, that energy that we love to see. So I'm working on the apartment, so when I'm finished with it, then that video will be coming soon. So I decided to do this video just to give you guys a little update. Am I alive? Am I still in China? Am I back in Jamaica? So I asked you guys to, I put a post on Instagram and I asked you guys to ask me some questions, and so I'm going to run through those and just any little thing else that might just pop into my mind. I just really wanted to update you guys and make you know, so I'm still there, I'm still going, the page are dead, we're still out here. Don't mind my hat, me hair the cut yet, I cut in my hair tomorrow, and say, no, you can't have to keep a logo. Yeah, so I'm going to run through the questions, and then if anything pops up while, I'm filming, then yeah, alright, so let's go. The first question says, this is from one of my students I used to teach at Cornell, one of my swimming boys. Big up yourself, O'Neil. How do you stay so positive and motivated during this pandemic? In all honesty, it was a struggle. And it was a struggle especially because where I go to school, we've been under quarantine since January. So it's really difficult to feel so confined, especially having a personality like mine, where even when I'm at Jamaica, I'm not want to be home. I'm either at the beach or maybe at Starbucks, or I don't like to feel confined. So it was very difficult, but prayer, communicating with my loved ones, so speaking to my mommy, my daddy, my sister, other direct family members, and then I pushed myself to write as well. And that's how I was really able to even finish my book, during the time that I did. Because during quarantine, I tried to push myself to write even more. So whatever I felt, I wrote it down, like a journal and so forth. And then I wrote my poems and affirmations and them some there. And then I started to do YouTube as well during the quarantine, because what had happened was I initially I think that's another question, so I'll get there. But I started YouTube as well during that period, and so it kind of distracted me somewhat from everything else that was going on, so I kind of channeled my energy into that. Yeah. Alright, next question. How do you see yourself in the next 5 years? So currently I'm a second year medical student. Me? Excited bad. I'm a second year medical student, and medical school here in China is 5 years. So by the next 3 years I will be finished, and then so that's additional 2 years. After that, I should be I think I should be home doing internship. So that's the plan. Hopefully the next 5 years from now I'll be in Jamaica doing internship. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Next question. What did you use to color your hair? Is this brand, this Chinese brand that honestly I went on Taobao and I was searching for different hair colors and things that I thought I might like, and I just found that one. I don't even know the exact name of it, to be honest. But I'll try to insert a picture of it in the video. Yeah. Are you content with all your decisions this far or thus far? Yeah. I think I'm content with my decisions, with all my decisions thus far, because regardless of whatever decisions that we make in life, everything is either going to be, everything is a lesson, basically. So even if it's bad or it's good, everything is a lesson. And everything that we go through is supposed to be able to build us in some aspects. So I'm content with all the decisions I've made so far. You know, there have been some that I've second guessed after, and that's human nature, that's innate. But it's all a part of the process, and it's all supposed to build you and, you know, to make you stronger and a better person. Yeah, and I truly believe that. I'm not just even the whole guru or what doesn't kill you makes you strong. It's every experience in life should be able to build you and push you and for you say, yeah man, come out of this stronger, and you know? Yeah. Alright. Why my iPad always telling me shambles? Somebody said, who you there with? Not in a relationship at the moment. Next question says, how have you been? I like the question. Thank you for asking me that. I've been okay. Honestly, I moved the day before I started second year of school, and so that was a lot. You know, cause you want to have the place well aligned and the energy to be right for you to, you know, go to classes and for your space to feel homey and so forth. So for a while it was a little flustered because how I stay, I love when things are intact and everything is organized and they're where they're supposed to be. So for a while it was a little challenge, but the place is coming together well now, and I'm in my 3rd week of school, almost finishing my 3rd week of school. So you know, the balance of, you know, being on by yourself and having the space to curate and, you know, the alignment, it's better. So I'm good. Thank you so much for asking me that question. 3 places you want to visit in the near future. So I want to visit Bali, I want to go to Indonesia, I want to visit Malaysia, and I also want to go to Paris because fashion. And Bali and Malaysia are actually very close to where I am. It's not too far and it's quite inexpensive to go there. So hopefully after this whole situation, whenever that is, if it's God's will, then hopefully I can go. Yeah. What are your goals for this academic year? I want a 90 plus average, and I want my GPA to improve, like definitely. I don't have a bad GPA, but me know say it can come up some more. So yeah, I want my GPA to improve, and I want a 90 plus average. Yeah. Those are some good questions. Thank you, Gabby. And Gabby has a YouTube channel as well. I'm going to try to put the link in the description box below. So she's a new YouTuber, and she's such a sweet girl. Love Gabby. So I'm going to put that in the description box below. Big up yourself, Gabby. Alright. Next question. Who is your least favorite high school teacher? Those who know. Alright? Let me leave it there. Kyle, you know. Stubby, Moody, you know. Alright. Why did you decide to jump in the YouTube society? So, story time. I actually started YouTube, but if you go back all the way down, you see that my first video or my first upload was actually an episode of my podcast, the King Enthusiast podcast. And so I actually joined YouTube as a way to help to promote my podcast. So, and then I fell in love with creating videos. I mean, people have always told me to do it, but you know, me always have a million things at the one time. So I said, I don't know if I can commit to YouTube, and I started and I fell in love with it, and here I am in my little home studio. Alright, so yeah, that's how I got into the YouTube space, and I love it so far. You know, it's like a second job, but you know, time management is everything, and it's helping you to become more rounded at the end of the day. So it's good when you're able to balance and be successful at many things. So yeah. Alright. Next question. Pineapples on pizza. Choose wisely. I don't mind pineapples on pizza, but it's not something that like I would just say, oh, I just want, you know, like a Hawaiian, or when I used to eat meat, because you know, guys know I'm pescatarian. When I used to eat like red meat, I should say, I would usually get like Full House pizza, and Full House pizza would have like pineapples. So it's not something that I'm against or anything, but you know, would it be my first choice? Yeah. All right. The next question says, can them finish? You know, I don't think they're finished. I think there are more questions, but I think I'm forgetting. I think somebody asked me on my WhatsApp. Like, how do I stay motivated in general? Or like tips to just become like motivated and to be pushed. Which is an excellent question. I think I have to think about it a little bit. Alright. From my point of view, I'm somebody that I don't like to settle. And that shows in everything that I do. Like, I'll go above and beyond. If it's even a little schoolwork, like people who I went to high school with, or you know, sixth form, even here in university, they know when I do something, we go all out. And that's because I always want to be the best at everything, and because of that motivates me, because you're always reaching, you know, for the next big thing. And wanting to be the best at everything at times can sometimes lead to your own detriment, because you might push yourself too hard. And something that university has taught me as well is to give yourself grace and to learn when to take things in strides. You know, you have to say, alright, we go do this today, we go do this tomorrow. Don't try to overwhelm yourself or to push yourself too far, because at the end of the day, above anything else in life, your mental health is important. It's the most important thing, because you don't want to put yourself to, okay, you achieve this, and then after you've attained it, then you're no longer content, you're not happy, you don't like what you're doing, because your mental health is not intact and you don't feel aligned. The energy, it's just not there, it's not right. And so I've learned that. So I'm very motivated, but I've also learned, you know, over the years that grace is important. It's very important to give yourself grace and to not be so hard on yourself all the time. It's still something that I'm working on, but it's a process, part of life, you know. We'll get there. So yeah, I think that was the last question that I was asked. And before I leave, guys, I just want to say to you, I know that during this whole situation, it can be very dire. It's very daunting to, you know, have to sit in front of the computer and to go to classes, or to just get up and say, okay, I want to be motivated, or I want to create today, I want to do this, I want to do that. It's very difficult. I mean, understand, you know, we're all going through it together. But I just implore you guys, as I said before, to try to give yourself grace, give yourselves time, and try to work at your own pace. You know, I'm not say you go stay in my bed for a whole 3 weeks, but if that's what helps you, you know, if you know, say, okay, after the 3 weeks, maybe I can get up, or I can push myself to go further. But just take it in increments, take it in strides. You understand? If it's even in the evenings, you know, after you finish work or after you finish your class, before curfew, if you can just walk, you know, 2 houses beside you or in your yard itself, you know, take a stroll, go on the veranda, try to stretch, try to meditate and just ease your mind and just zen out. But take it in strides, guys. Don't try to pressure yourselves too much. I totally understand. That's rich coming from me, because I'm always pressuring myself, but I'm learning how to give myself grace, you know, how to allow myself to just work at my own pace and try to be the very best version of myself that I can be. I know that's some pageant responses, but I really pray it's reality, it's life, it's important, you know. We stress out with stuff and we do this and we rain and we take, but at the end of the day, what's left? You know? So just some motivation, just some food for thought. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate all the support that I've received so far. you know, my social media is growing, the YouTube, the Instagram, and so forth. So I see you guys. Thank you so much. I read all the comments and I'm really appreciative. So I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and until next time, 再见.